Hi everybody, welcome to Late Night with Tania. I'm Tania Shipman from Simple Solutions Today and Business Automation 101. And the sound is working in this video. Thank you, Michael. So I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favorite automations, and depending on how long I take and how many I get through, it may end up being a bit of a series. So my favorite automation is Facebook Live. And this is an automation that works through Facebook. It allows me to share videos with you, and I'm able to do these every day. So obviously it has to be my favorite. What other automations I use with my Facebook Lives are the fact that I can use products like Repurpose and also Be Live TV. But I can also use, yes, Michael, thank you so much for letting me know. But I can also use the native Facebook app. So even though it's quite limited, it allows me to work. And Repurpose at the moment is limited due to Facebook's rules with regards to groups, waiting for it to come good, but it's not the only video program that has been affected by this. And I can see Facebook not rushing to allow everybody who has a Facebook app going into, or a Facebook video app going into a group, being slowed down in getting their apps approved, but we will wait and see. So of course, as I said, Facebook Lives are what I do a lot of my work on and allow me to interact with the group and be able to say hello to people like Michael. And it's a software. It allows me to do this without a lot of work. I don't have to do much at all. I have a camera, I have a microphone, and I have some cheap lights, and ta-da, I'm talking to you, and this is an automation. So it's software. It allows something to happen. So it doesn't need to be something grand or amazing to be a great automation or a favorite. It just has to work. And that's what my whole thing is all about. So Repurpose is limited at the moment, but when it works, it was an absolutely amazing automation, and it still works from pages and timeline posts. It was an amazing automation because it actually uploads everything to YouTube for me. And of course, that then leads into another favorite automation of mine, which of course is IFTTT. Or if you're somebody who likes to use Zapier, you can get the same results from Zapier. So IFTTT is another one of my favorite automations because I tell it, share whatever I post to YouTube to all these different places, and it works. Another favorite automation is WordPress because my websites are hosted on WordPress. So again, there's a whole heap of bits and pieces and software and things in the background. I often say I can speak techie. I can understand techie, but I can't really speak it. So hi, Bob. Nice to see you join in. So, of course, WordPress allows me to host my sites, and it's easily to set up, and there are plugins that do a whole heap of things in the background. So they're all automations that work. Again, you might be starting to pick up on a theme for me. It's got to be simple. It's got to be easy to set up, and it's got to just keep on working without a lot of supervision. Another automation I love and I use all the time is ActiveCampaign. I capture people joining my lists. I'm able to send out emails. I know who has signed up for various sorts of things. And of course, whatever autoresponder you're using, use it. And I'm very guilty of that. I really have to start being much more active in my emails. And it's something I'm working on, because one of the automations to be aware of is how you beat the procrastination and distractions. That was a good word, distractinations. Focus number one. Yeah, pretty much. It's a case of when you know what your barriers are, work with them as much as possible. So I'm terrible about doing emails, but I do a daily Facebook Live and people can get in contact with me, and I reply to all my Facebook message posts. So it's half a dozen of one or the other, but I'm working more on being more email orientated. That then leads into another automation that I use quite a lot, and that is simply using everything that I can as an automation. And I know that sounds, what do you mean? Weren't you going to tell us some amazing software or whatever? That it's looking for the automations that work. Currently, one of my favorite and most used automations are the software programs Everlesson and Survey. because, again, they get results for me. I'm able to host my products there. I'm able to sign people up for appointments and for surveys. That works for me. Automations only work for you and are your favorites because they work for you. And whether it's you use WordPress, whether you use HTML, whether you use ActiveCampaign or you use Aweber or GetResponse, doesn't really matter what my favorite software is. It becomes down to what's your favorite software and is it getting the results that you want. So in 5 odd minutes, there's been about 5 or 6 automations that I use a lot because they get things done for me. Finding your favorites and being aware of how much they can do for you starts by listing, like I have, these are my favorite automations or favorite software that do things for me. Does them simply, does them easily, and I don't have to do a lot of work to keep them updated and upgraded. So they're the softwares that work for me. Your softwares, the ones that automations that are going to work for you, can be totally different. I mentioned that I like IFTTT. I can use Zapier, but I just don't. There's just something, I can sit down and use it quite easily, but I prefer IFTTT. I have another friend who is totally the opposite, thinks IFTTT is too hard and loves Zapier. It comes down to what works for you. My favorite software may not be your favorite software, but your favorite software, by talking about it and mentioning it in the groups, might allow me to be able to say, oh, what's so great about it? Can I have a look at it? Tell me more. And that's why sharing what your favorite automations are allows us to see what you're using. So please, everybody who's watching now, everybody who's watching the replays, please put in the comments below, what are your favorite automations? Do the top 5, do the top 10. I don't care how many there might be, but let's share automations and see if there's a common thread, or see if everybody's doing something totally different, and maybe it's worthwhile having a bit more of a discussion about what's the best ones. Okay, so that's sharing my favorite automations, top 5 or 6 I think there was. Let's see what yours are. I'll catch you all in my next video. I'm Tania Shipman from Simple Solutions Today and Business Automation 101. Thank you so much for sharing Late Night with Tania with me. See you all later. Bye.